sakuwa kamba kwithi wa kisasa chaku cha kumanithia kila ivinda no tukwatianie kwisila kutuma utumani wa kumukuvi kwa ilitatu kenda imwe 5 wambie na ndeto Mutongo TV ngeno tukwatianie kwisila thini wa page ito ya Facebook ila ni Mutongo TV kana kwisila channel kito cha YouTube kila ni Mutongo TV/FM official yakatwamba kunengelelia Mauvoo tukumbanisye kwa ukuvi
ala tukumbanisye ni vamwe na
silanga munene wa gwakwe kwikwatiwa kuvingwa mwaini wake ili mwakani tuendete tini wa kilungu cha miongo nyanya na inya kwithi wake ikiseuvye ngwatanio ya azimio na serikali kwitikila na kila meithi wa maine nanisia kumina ngusanisyo serikali ya Masako kuvatha kimanza cha milioni 300 kwa ili hospitali wa ndithini ula waambatiwe endeve kutwika level 4 naye kalima ikongo wodini ya Mumo ni mwingi kukuli hospitali wa Mukonga uvinguwe maeke kutambuka embu kumantha uiti
Vilingi wa Mauvoo
ni naukethina na uthocha tukwatianie ngina muthia nyonito wa Robert Mutuku na Keisharo Ndinda etwalila Mauvoo wa kwanzia ya meko na tuyambia Mauvoo maituni kana useuvya wa silanga munene wa wake ula ukwithi wa uyosaki wukuma usini wa athi na wa wake kaunti ya Makueni yuvikite kilungu cha miongo nyanya na inya yulua yana Mauvoo ni kuyanana na injinia ula ungamite Mulatiu Samuel Alima ulawetakana useuvya wa uwe kwatiwa kuthala na kuvingwa kwi matuku 6 mwamwai wake ili mwakani tuandete mwandukitu Caleb Chalo enalivoti
matuku 6 mwamwai wake ili mwaka ukite wangilile miongole na inani wosilanga watho wake uthela oyuvikie lungu ya miongo 8 na ina katonu ina yuluwa yana undula wekethwa ni injinia Samuel Alima ula ni wa muungami munene wa maundu meokonya kiwu nthini wa muvea wa kiwu na ungithia wa miunda va Kenya kavindane kaleta mbukete silangani watho wake kuthuima undu wendeye.
The completion date is 6 February 2024 and we are now at 84.4%. So every week we are monitoring what have we achieved. So that basically that's why we are here, and every month we are monitoring what we have achieved.
Engineer Lima asiaka no kutawa silango la wakito kati wa usi ni huo tumete ukuwa ivinda ya sanga.
The challenge that I'm foreseeing as the technician in charge is that this is a concrete faced dam and the embankment is very massive, it's very huge. 11 million meter cubed of material being put there. You have seen rocks, you have seen big stones being put there. So they have to be given some time to settle.
Uneni wa Lima ukakavindane kalanza mwana ya mbunge ya Katito ngowene muyumbe wake tuicha umelone wa suwa ni Mrodi Mbai ile kile ripoti ile kuona nyakanosi wa athi taumwe kati wa mbosi ila sina keko kithuku na kelane muisyo kwa uima wamwe ona uyo vonza maene yende na kwiko kunikeli kumano na keko kina vala minister wa maundu motho kumiwa serikali kithure kendiki uwetie kana serikali tayumete kuthesia mbosi yi.
For environmental protection, the easiest and most legal route is to use the Environmental Coordination Act. We have a beautiful legislation, beautiful system. It's just giving life to some of these things. That is not difficult.
Waki wasilanga watho wake utwaiwe nthini wa ilungu 3 kana phase 3. Kilungu chambe ni kutuma nyoka kiwu na kilaki kikwatwa kuthela mwako sitwathi kilungu chake leva kiendewa mwaki wa stima kwekewa na indi vaimino kelwa na kilungu cha 3 na kila kiokonia maundu maungithia wa miunda. Caleb Chalo, Mutongo TV, Vilingi wa Mauvoo kumavasilangani watho wake kaunti ya Makueni.
Haini tuetelete kuona silango suwa pake huidhala na kuidho hotelio kwa enendi kaunti ya Makueni na lama dhengiani tenamo kauntini ya Kitui. Tuisonga na mbeni kana zama yandu 10 ile kuthinikia unenania kati wa serikali ya Kenya Kwanza na ngwatanio ya Azimio Oka yikwatiwa kwikia sahi maundu alame kwithwa mainenanisia kuwa katatu wa chumwa tuendete etina wakuvikia mwigwano kwi umundi. Mutongoi wa chama cha Wiper Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka ulotongwe sengaliko ya Azimio niwawetakana nimeetikilana na kuseuvya idhango yimwe ila makeikia sahi na meigwana kuuthisia alame kwasekana unenenya uo ndwisia matunda ndeto ilasa kwa twambau ni governor wa kaunti ya Embu Cecil Mbarire ula watongwe Kenya Kwanza kikaloni cha umundi. Josephine Koki ena Mauvoo.
Zama ya unenanya kati wa serikali na ngaliko ya ule Azimio la Umoja Iweta wakatatu wa chumwa twendete niweke kiangithio kila meonenanisya kikiuka itina wa kamiti isukwithiwa yatwa isya unenanya mwasa kwi umuthi kwiwania kila kiunenaniwa kwianana na mawendekethio kuma kwi komiti sa kiuvundi kuma ngaliko sielisya unenanya usu.
So we've agreed on the changes as proposed by the technical teams, and we are more or less agreed on the framework agreement that we will sign next week. We've also received the consolidated issues as proposed by the technical teams. They have clustered them in various titles. Again, those will be discussed next week and signed by the team, the NDC. And then we've also gone through, agreed on a work plan that is running for 60 working days. And that also has been approved by this team.
Mutongwe wa Wiper Kalonzo Musyoka ulotongwesya amemba mangaliko ya ule unenanyani usu ondumwe na gavana wa Embu Mwandu Cecily Barire ula wingaliko ya silikali meweta ni maviki ya migwano umbanoni wa omunde.
The issues are there, agreed. The framework agreement basically agreed, and the issues are framed. The agenda we have now is not that of Kenya Kwanza or Azimio. It is condensed into one document, so we expect the media to help us so that you don't create unnecessary division.
Barire atovithua kila cheti kila nwani za maisu sia kiuvundi ni waweta kana itina wa kwikiangithio kwi wakatatu niguo makambi ya iseso ya kuosania mawoni.
I think after next week we are going to now start our activities and we'll start engaging with the various stakeholders. And I must say that today's meeting was extremely productive in terms of how we are moving forward.
Kwangaliko yake Kalonzo aweta maundu ala onde unawetete meonena newa ni momo sete mwanya wambe na kana iseso yu ya wakatatu yuka itina wambunge ya Senate kukavula kikalo chayo kwi wakeli chumwani twendete kuvitukithia alame ukonwa unenanyani usu.
Na matarajio yetu ni kwamba tutaimarisha, tutaweka kila juhudi katika siku zijazo kuhakikisha kwamba Wakenya pia ambao ndio washikadau kamili watajihisi kwamba wao pia wako hapa Bomas. We expect the Senate will sit on Tuesday. In fact, we are told that the necessary notice has already gone out for a special sitting of the Senate on Tuesday. And that is where, properly guided, then we'll be able to meet on Wednesday and do the signing and proceed.
Ni ripoti ya Vilingi wa Mauvoo ni Josephine Koki.
Nivatwaneka enendi mandithini sub-county ya Masinga, county ya Masaku makethiwa na undu wa kutania kithi wa hospitali wa ndithini level 4 nukwamwa na kwa ilia uthukomi waguo unitina wa governor wa county ya Masaku wa Vinya Ndeti kwathana tavena kimanza cha milioni 300 ile ivathitwe kukilia hospitali usu. Governor wa Vinya anena na ndikimama uvoka vindani kanda mbuka ya kuosini mawoni maenendi yulo uthukomi huo dini ya ndithini na muthesia wala waelesya kuyanewa kwake kwa undu uthukomi utwaiwe hospitalini usu. Beni Musau nukuelesya.
Enendi mandithini na mono awau nimekwatiwa kukwata uvuocho ketha hospitali wa ndithini level 4 nukwatiwa kwamwa nikana kwa ilia na kukilanja uiti kuyanana na watho wa gavana wa kaunti ya Masaku wa Vinya Ndeti inena kavindane kala etambukite isioni cia ndithini na muthesia kukomana na enendi thini wa mbumbano cia kukolania mawoni yolo wa uthukumi wa serikali ya kaunti ya Masaku isioni ithi.
Baba ningumibindwa ni aka level 4 yaguo. Already I have about 30 million. Nina 30 million siya kuambisia. Na tena master plan. Kwa uni tumwaki ya level 4 tuongele itanda with ya mayuthi kuitiwa matu kana mayuthi moranga. By December, January, tingwe tambisi wewa kwa nikuka kukomishoni na hospitali ya Mbesia niendo mwe mwikembwe ndizi ni mwikembwe mwe na wasiwasi mwasi andu ni molilwe ninywe nyendia ulwa ninywe
NND mandithi ni Evo MC wa Kisioki Mwoki Musela wete tamalasmika kuthi kaunti Mutui ya Murang'a kukwata uiti kwitha hospitali ula wivo yuyu utauvikia kiwango cha uiti mwailu ni kwitha utatonya kuthinikia mawau amwe na ketha wathoyo wa gavana nukuyaniwa withane uneko kwo
ndithi nene diaspora nondo twibasa muno na Masako na nine we moyo ila wasia no twakia level 4 nondo level 4 ya ndithi no mieneju ni a skeleton of the name na nende we ni kwasia kana ndithi ni level 4 ni sibitali wa a whole sub county ya ndithi ko utibwa our catchment in the whole of the 2 wards ndithi ne na Odesia na to some extent our surrounding communities na kwa uni no sioni ne we modela wasia no twakia twina munda ba mukala nilwa lelo 5 acres enough for that kind of a facility kwa utweza kuyoka kwako nikana tuonenge munda na surveyor moke matwikie bikoni nikana sibitali ya Kilwebu wendi wito na ende bandu bao ngalino engi otwendeete etwike staff quarter ngalino nikana sibitali the on one land na kiukiketha kitona ututethi.
Gavana wa Vinya o wengine waelesea kuyaniwa kwake ni undu uthukumi wa matakitali sibitali ni u withitwo gitwaiwa achathana kumaililia mawithililo kwa mauthukumi ovamwe na kwikia nzia mbailu cia kukitana na ung'ei wa ndawa.
Impromptu visit baba sibitali ni ukite kuona ni cha ukiendea ni sino niyo kona yibasa muno ndini account ya Masako na cia ninuke ni yetenye mwene no ne cha ukiende na liko pharmacy ni nona ba usiendawa sibitali ni ndeu matakitali makwa ni motivated matakitali makwa ite nenie taisi mundu ni aode kilo kwenda aoda ndena list yake ndawa sioka tina pay bill na tuyo computerize tiendo manyai nula wanengwa ndawa na aiba ndawa esu chao they must keep proper records nundu baimana manda wasioyo ekuma sibitali ikatoa kondo kungi kana andu makatoa kwa ma chemist mo ekaibe ndu itesi obwangui bese ndu itesi obwangui nini dunia neno nundu mundu woka baba no kwenda ndawa na yo ndawa yibona ni ya umwa yatoa bandu bange na keigwa ngai yakwandikia chawe tune kiku ngai takwandikia kiku
Livote ya Vilingi wa Mauvoo Mtongoi TV nyenita wa Ben Mosavu
kalima kisio cha Ikongo wodini ya mumoni mwingia yulu ni maweta tamatambuka kukwata uiti kauntini ya Embu itina hospitali ni kana hospitali ulawe bakuvi kwithwa wakiwe ni Governor Julius Makau Malombe ndini watamu wake wambe nambikia yu ndwaisa kuvingua enendi ayu malasimika kwikwatia kana kukwata uiti kauntini Mutui ya Embu balame weta tamatume ya ilovia mbinge kuvika Embu na inge meweta madhayo amwe tamaviki ya kwa yanziani na kukulia serikali ivikie kuweta ndakitali na nda hospitali ni munini wa Mukong'a Lina Musangi yana Mauvoo.
Enenze aani malasimika kutambuka kauntini Mutui ya Embu kukwata uiti mwaweta kana hospitali la eva kuveta itae tundaovo mana ndakitali kuma ya kwa
wito ni hospitali nitwake hospitali Mukong'a lakini ndenda kitali ila ndakitali ni Kongo na ndakitali numwe na yo umwe kina mama taithie latwa inotetheka mbide ya to the county ya Kitui county ya Embu ni kwithia ndakitali kuno umwe tuotia withia mama mena mathina mengi muno nundu kuma ba kuthi ubika itiara withia utumita ngili taile na hospitali baba kubine yakiwe ende ndakitali tiebo
ni maweta hospitali umunini wa Mukong'a tawavikie kwa kisioni kiyo ivinda yambe ya utongoi wa Governor Julius Makau Malombe na wala hospitali utavinguo kuvikia suo
nundu akwithia hospitali ila ibala Mukong'a bakubi na kata ma primary school hospitali si yakiwe o ivinda ga Malombe mheshimiwa na kubika kila wabalukie yokie kalukio kana ndami kaundu
amoito ni maile seta methe ya wana ivinda yumu ivinda ya kuthomo vala makule Governor lavikie kuikithe kana hospitali umunini wa Mukong'a ni wavinguo na kwambise kuthukuma
ni watu ukula cha kwanda ya mheshimiwa Julius Malombe sibitali su ni aibindela waiboela ingi na ibindela wabalukile na twasa kwa ngilo faikindu kiaendea kuno muthwa wende na umina sibitali tu ikindu kingi kende ni oto gukula cia kwanda ya ikwithia tu no tungie ingi ututethesie withia twina ndakitali
nichokie ndayani yaku itukukulia sibitali su utubinguye yo no kwete mandakitali
ingi ni maeleza kana sibitali wa Ikongo tawithia wona ndakitali umakindu kila meweta takitamba ikite uiti kisioniki
utetethesie withia mwaitu ithiela twainotethe katu thikaunti ingi itwatethe akaunti ne yitu
mba Ikongo sublocation twinayo neo twina ndakitali umwe na ta mundu tawisi neza tha kwitu mundu nugwa na mundu agwa pethia wana thina withia ona wagwa chotuku ndwe mundu kugitia nunu ndakitali numwe na nugwaie kwa mheshimiwa Malombe Julius Makau Malombe ingokwita mwa wibalawi tatwichana chaku si chako kwitu kimani mwatu bakanitwe kima kito kya mumoni ona tubwata tolie ithio na tuima nane ta tuimaku kana tuimana embu ene itu akwita mateine maku nundu akwithia ngai nuna akutungie bo itumini cha Yehova osanda yetu no kuthea uke kwitu mukonga
kumana na kisio kikwithwa na sima mbingi nimekueleza takwithia wana nyamu cia nzisi somo muthuku vala meweta ingi tamavikia kwa sema thayo china makumo ni nyamu iyo tondu mekuelezea
ni kutagia ati makauma kwitu kwinzoka nzuku muno ila igumandu ila nene chika la igisa inwe na nzoka izu chakuma mundu wa ituku atsemba chwa katika Kitui County na hata naingwa gutsi kwa thana utwaitwe Embu County uthele anziani kukula cha mheshimiwa ndayani yaku ni kwita wibalawi wiwe kigeo kitu tabadhali nzoka ile chiku inzuku wecha ndawa cha kusubia na mwile wisichigisa ino withia na munzuku muno nunu ndatika 10 withia sumu wayo amina mundu
kuripoti Vilingi wa Mauvoo kuma wodini ya mumoni mwingia yulo kaunti ya Kitui ni Lina Musangi
Nimubea Lina Musangi nundu wa Mauvoo asu na initi kwati yaki yo chuchanduma Ikongo na mukonga nikiwika ni governor wa kaunti ya Kitui twambothi mwavanini itusio kathetie na Mauvoo mbyange
Inengo ni kivathukanio na kinengo cha mundu ni chake usio wa kinengo ni kana ni kindu mundu usiawa nacho na ti undu wosa wa kilasini
musio twako manambeni wa kilungu cha inengo twikwatiania na mutwaisia wa siathi na muthekania
kini jo kidogo twende you go as your get you apart from passing you know and wrong is chuno to 90 mena sinduni na chindo na kitu
mundu wina kinengo akakosa mundu wa umupata mbau ni kwa kana akalea kumela
twina mrembo mwe unawina kinengo cha kwana kabisa sindu cia nyumba kana interior deco
keke baumbe halafu ikasolo
umbe tukwatiane na producer wa mbathi before wambo the school nikinduwezi weka nikinduwezi
yumi school yu mambundi asia kindu kila nisi yeni ta ku confirm kila nisi kana ni jago
sawa
vyo
iziva Mutongo TV ni twiyumitie kukwata inengo kivathukanio kwoko na kusiumilia
ni comedian na ni dancer na ni MC
komana na Beti Wambua kilungune cha inengo kila wakatano kwa mbe ya saa 2:30 pa Mutongo TV ngwatanio ya mukamba
Dial *811*466# to get Psalms 119 verse 105 as your skiza tune.
Psalms chapter 119 verse 105. Your word is a light for my feet, ever shining on my way. I have made an oath and kept it to be guided by your upright decisions. I am greatly troubled. O Lord, give me life in keeping your word. Amen.
Dial *811*466# to get Psalms 119 verse 105 as your skiza.
Ni na uthocha ingi twendeye na kumanithia muvea wa wima wa mwini wathana kuseuvya nzama ya mwanya chumwa twendete kuthinikia kana chumwa ni twendete kuthinikia maundu ma uiti mwithianu kwa makili ma enendi alama kunikie ni vithukia ya mbomu myakoni ya nthi America musini wa ilovi miaka 25 mvitu vala kuvikia umundi matakwata uiti wa kwaila mwana kuendesya ithimo. Minisa muveani uo mwandu Susan na kumicha ni waweta muvea wake nukunenania na hospitali sio ndesi ya county kuitana ene ndia alame ikwatia nthi ya America ni kumaiva ndivisio ndini wa musikumo mweu ulao yuwe mbungeni ya Senate na utongwewe ni Senator wa Masaku Mwandu Agnes Kavindu Muthama. Benjamin Mwaka na livoti.
Muvea wa uiti no imwa mwene nthi ni weteka mbukio chama na ma ene nthi ala kuvikia umundi methitwe maika ila silikali matethia kukwata uiti wina withianu kumanwa na maukoneko me vithukia ya mbomu maofisini ma America va Kenya mwakani wa 1998. Minister muveani umwandu Susan na kumicha avikite mbewanza maimwana ya mbunge ya Senate ni wathana kwambia chumwani kichukite useuvya board ile kwambia kuthinikia vata tambia lambe
by reviewing their medical records and undertaking medical assessment. This can be done through a formally constituted medical board. We can put together a board that then can look into the issues and review their files so that we know what is the current status and therefore what would they be needing. So it's not a board that will require any other approvals. It's just from the ministry and by myself. So that we should be able to do it as fast as even by the end of next week. The team should be ready to start sitting and reviewing the documents.
Mwandu na kumicha havikite mbewanza maimwana ya Senate ila yende kukunikila ulwande vi siami sila ya kunikie hungu wa mwene kivila Senator wa kaunti ya Masaku Mwandu Agnes Kavindu Muthama no weta kivalua chambe cha bodi yekithwa kutethesya kukunikila uimwamwe wa enendi alama kunikie na alama umiye vithukiani thi na undu wa kwaile wituo kwa oyu.
The multidisciplinary team has to sit, speak to the survivors and come up with something that then we can translate into money and put into budget. But before the assessment is done, it will be difficult to do it. I believe their first responsibility will be to know how do they get to the survivors. How do the survivors get to assessment? People don't have to come to Nairobi for assessment. We have facilities within the counties. They can be asked to report to their nearest facility and a representative of the team goes there and sees them at where they can be seen.
Inge muvea uwa uiti nuwathingila wina mutatala mwe wa uiti wa kuthesya kinandu cha uiti cha NHIF kwa kuete nzia itatu sia kuitithia wa valakati wasyo mwene kuete kinandu cha kuita maumisyo manene na maumisyo mambanga nthuku.
These bills are already in parliament for fast tracking because by the time we are launching, we do not want to launch then when people go to facilities these things are not in place. The third and most important fund that will be introduced by that social health insurance bill and which will respond to the issues today is that we have advised that we have an emergency, chronic and critical illness fund. With that fund, Madam Chair, it should be able to take care of anyone who is involved in an emergency and needs medical care.
Ateo maseneta na amwe maenende alama kunikie kumanwa na ivithukia ya bomu ni makulia muvia wa uiti ukalile kuseuvya bodi na kuikithia mathina ala enende ama ende kwisila ni mathunikiwa kwa mituki.
I'm not able to feed them, take care of my children because of my injuries, even cooking for them as a mother, giving them the care that a mother gives. I wasn't able to give my children. I feel so hard.
But we're thinking of doctors, specialized doctors who could give a current status of health, a current physical, medical condition of the people. Some of the people still have glass in their bodies and it has not been removed or some of it have been removed slowly over the years.
When we have NHIF and we commit counties to pay subsidized health insurance for the survivors through the counties, we might be setting ourselves to fail. Isn't it possible that we have these premiums paid by the national government?
I know you have good plans for all those funds that are in place
and the bill at the National Assembly. But I would request you kindly see what you can do at your level and also speak to the President about these victims. You know, normally, if you just hear it from somewhere, you do not get it. But now that I have seen it, I have heard it myself, I empathize and I should be able to speak on their behalf.
Kuma vambungeni ya Senate Musino Ilovi ndilivotia Vilingi wa Mauvoo Nita wa Benjamin na Mwakam.
Itina watandithia sokoni wa Kalundu kwenda serikali ya kaunti ya Kitui kuma misi ya sokosu nikana kuthukuma Mateo Vivinyana minista wa utandithia na biashara nini Kitui Mwandu Rose MUTUKU nwawetakana muvea wake nukwithwa uima umalu cha tandithia mabiashara nene kana wholesalers kuma sokoni usu na kuthamisa kiwanzani kingi nikana kunenga tandithia anini mwanya wa kuthukuma Kalundu Mateo Vivinyana. Mwandiku Onesmus Chalo enalivoti.
Minista watandithia serikalini ya kaunti ya Kitui Rose MUTUKU ainena Mutongo TV nwawetakana muvea wake wena muvango wa kwenda kuthamia tandithia ma wholesale kuma nthini wa soko wa Kalundu na kuma manthia vandu vangi va kutwaisia utandithia wo Mateo vingi sana na tandithia ma biashara nini.
Kitui nikinenevete na nusio Kitui kuneneva kuma devolution yekeka Kitui nichongeleketa andu na kikadeneva nitui sio yu Kalundu market yibite tidetwa naye baza muno atene andu aingi no andu ma wholesale menda lakini ni twikite mbake katika retail market na ni twisi andu aingi ni moka Kalundu kwikata kwa sanino kumi bangu ila tunayoneli wambe ni tuthamia Kalundu with time location tumimye katika wa town tumitwa ute wa town especially the wholesale part ni kana ila yotu abwithe no ila soko nini ya usabu andu ma Kalundu na andu anini around alamothi from the wholesale market to retail kumi bangu isu katika pipeline with Kalundu no ya songethwa balai itoe bandu bena mwana museo na with katikati wa town.
Rose awetake kiumanite na kuneneva kwa soko wa Kalundu bala namba nene atandithia kutwaisia biashara sio bala awetakana ni makwambise kuvingwa masoko mataunini amwe kana kuola atandithia kuvivinyana sokoni ta wa Kalundu bala soko wa kisasi na ola wa Mutomo ni imwe cia matauni ala meunenevua
ituke kwa kama soko angi tuyaka masoko manene nika na tukitha ni tuthuthia masoko asu mathukume methenya mingi wa chumwa nika withie twasie mundu uma kisasi oke Kalundu kuwa sindu atunge kisasi eithi kwa kisasi bandu bakuka Kalundu na nitu isi Kalundu ni unene baidha yasi ateja kukwe ila main towns ta mwingi mwingi Kitui na Mutomo siku na major wholesale markets isi yondene mibango yonde yende.
Onawe minister wa menda ibindani atandithia maendesho tandithia soko ni wa Kalundu kuivatanga kuma lelu ni vala matonyo kitikiwa ni mbanga imenda kuthukuma vasa na malelu
kumia malelu kwete maleu kuwa leu na kutaingi na nimesika na lelu mundu abitite no kuwa leu ata na mibango Kalundu ni wawona kila hiki ndo kisio ndio kupata biashara lakini tu sisi andu meito makitui lelu situ suswani tu kuna accident sikika we mwene ni kukwata accident na nzesu oka mebinga abeti manzi onamo imapiti matembie lelu na meki mwene ngali kana mekwata accident sia mebemba
ingino awetakana muvea wake no kwithia wivingwa ioski bala atandithia matonya kwithia maithukumia
sisi iwanza withe ni twasovia better kiosks anu matona kuta nono malelo asuna momo sovla ni makukilia faida wa Kitui kana value ya Kitui ila Kitui kila mundu kutea kila bandu ona town ninenga wa kinukita wa class cha town itu ya Kitui nikipwa ithionde tuchenda mukate wa kila muthenya tusisie no twikabalo chechao town itu nikana neithe withe netwokilwa yulu nitwane wa kiwango kingi ta Kitui nitukwitha tuisisia bala tutona kuka tukombania ithionde twabiota
Vilingi Vilingi wa Mauvoo Mutongo TV kuma kaunti ya Kitui Nita Onesmus Chalo
kungi nikana musumbi William Ruto kwa ivinda yengi ni waumia ukani muvyo kwa mundu wonde ukikonia na siko sia ulusani vanthi ya Kenya vate kusisya ni mutongoi kana ni mwene nthi na kisioni cha Nyamasege thini wa ndambuka yake ya maendeleo kaunti ya Kisii. Ruto ni wawetakana vaivandu alusani meisa ukwata mwanya wa kwivitha na kuendesya siko syo aiwetakana amwamethi tumaitume ilovia sya mwene nthi kwisa uvisya ilovia syo.
Na nimetangaza maneno ya ufisadi Kenya hii itakoma. Hakuna mtu ataendesha mambo ya ufisadi kwa hii Kenya. Wafisadi wote maneno yao ni tatu. Number 1, wahame Kenya. Number 2, waende jela. Number 3, wasafiri waende mbinguni. Hakuna maneno ingine. There is no other place ya kujificha. Sio kama tunaelewana. Hatuwezi kuchukua pesa ya wananchi alafu mtu anaenda anafanya pesa yake na bibi yake. Hiyo haiwezekani. Pesa ya wananchi ni pesa ya wananchi. Tumekubaliana? And we are not going to compromise with anybody. Whoever you are, whatever political party you belong, which religion you come from, which community you come from, which county you come from, we are going to deal decisively and conclusively with corruption in Kenya so that we can protect public property and public resources and use them for the good of the people of Kenya.
Hawa watu tu shida kubwa ile ya sufuria ni kwa sababu ya njaa, lakini sasa unajua sufuria ndio inapikanga. Lakini Your Excellency, we are ready to work with you as our president. Elections will be after 5 years. And the truth be told, the only thing we want to plead with you, you are the pillar or piece of unity of this country.
Unajua Simba amesema mimi nilikuwa mtu ya ODM na ni ukweli. Si ndio? Sasa kwa sababu mimi nilikuwa mtu ya ODM, wewe Simba. Sasa wewe vile nilihama, si hata wewe uhame, mimi tuendelee pamoja. Na unaona vile nimehama, nimejipanga panga, wewe huwezi kujua. Ukifuatana na mimi hapo mbele unaweza namna hiyo. Si uambie wale wananifanyia maandamano. Mbona mnafanyia maandamano mtu wetu na mtu wetu ndio rais, mtu ya ODM William Ruto ndio rais. Maandamano ni ya nini? Kwani unaweza kufanyia mtu yako maandamano?
Muvea wa ukolania wa koti KRA ni wakulwa uvikiye na kutungia mwikio wa Kenya alama iva koti na kumathuthia maiva ya kwango ya kwenda ukule uwa umwa na munene wa maminista Musalia Mudavadi ulawetakana serikali ni yikite wala ni musio wa kuona kana ungamei wa ukolania wa koti ni waila aimenda Kenya mabetanga isilia ya kanandivi sia koti va Kenya ni sia kovinyi ya mwene ndi. Angelina Muse na Mauvoo.
Ainene angalikosea Eldoret County ya Uasin Gishu kavindane kala wakusiwa kui kiwango vya kui maofisa mokolenya wa koti. Munene wa maminista Musalia Mudavadi ni wa makule maofisa a kuthukuma kwa wethianu na umeli kuikithekana enende na alani aivima koti ni mweme koti undu violate.
Although taxes are legal and obligatory, and as the tax bracket is expanded, there are those to be persuaded to meet their tax obligations. KRA should consequently continue to inspire confidence in taxpayers to embrace voluntary tax compliance. This can and will be achieved if KRA embraces professionalism, enhances efficiency, fairness, transparency, and ensures accountability.
Musalia nukweskana vena vata wangu atino katua muvea uu kuikithekana ni meanesia muvangu wa serikali wa kuenda na kuiki ya mawaliuku kui muvea uu wa uviwa koti. Nikana kuanesia udhukumi wa serikali takuipo kwa adhukumi kwa kama skulu malelo na maudhukumi kivathuka nyukui ene ndio voma na kuukilia ukwati.
It is for this reason that the government has introduced radical measures to transform our tax administration to achieve the full potential in revenue mobilization. We must all understand that revenue mobilization is the only way the country can meet our national and international obligations.
Kavindani kauni wa menda maofisa a kuisiania na siko sia ulusanini kana kuikithia ni matoa sio dhukumi wo kwanzia ila sialite ni kana kuyanesia kiwango cha serikali cha ukolonyo wa koti ndini wa mwaka wa ilovyo ngilili miongo 23 ngilili miongo 24.
When you leave this place, you will be deployed countrywide to mobilize revenue, enhance compliance, and recruit more Kenyans into the tax bracket. However, Constantly remember, your responsibility is to perform your duties lawfully in a manner that promotes good KRA taxpayer business relations. While engaging taxpayers, carry yourselves with utmost integrity. There should be no room for collusion, facilitating tax evasion, or engaging in corruption.
Your work in future is going to be very, very important, and I therefore encourage you to serve the country with utmost dedication and honor. And also, it's going to be very, very important to uphold your values that have been imparted to you throughout this training.
Wanahuyo vamwene kivedo wa Mauvoo wakolenye wa koti Anthony Mwaura niwa wetekana Mauvoo sio ala mauvisa angili umwe maana ana na ata maana akwatie kwa kilungu cha Mei ile novikia kutethesia vanene kukile uthukumi wa Mauvoo.
The training of the officers is part of our capacity building programs aimed at reforming our processes and culture in order to deliver quality and friendlier services to our taxpayers. This will enable staff to be more effective at work, enhance productivity, and subsequently improve revenue collection.
Ngilivoti ya Vilingi wa Mauvoo nitawa Angelina Mose.
Munini wa Musumbe Rigathi Gachagua niwaweta kana serikali niende na kwikia walo ni musio wa kuende ya kuandikithia andwa lako na lamatetonya ni kana medhiwe maikwata ilovia sia kumatethia kuma kwa serikali. Ine naitina wa kuambisiseso ya kuandikithia andwa la aku mavitukite ukuwa miaka miongo monza ndiwa na andwa la memamutha memwanya ungwa walanyo wa inua jamii pamoja iseso yake ili ya kuandikithia aimi kimansioni cha Kenya School of Government Museni wa ilovi. Ingi Gachagua ni wakule magavana mabetange koti kana ses dini wa mbolea ila mboledo wa ni serikali.
Attaining 70 is a continuous exercise so that we don't have to be doing it from time to time. It should be a continuous exercise. Again, also removing the people who have passed on so that we keep an updated register that will help us for planning. The president is very clear and he has given very clear instructions that he wants us to have the disbursement of this money through a digital platform. There has been concerns that are valid, that most of the elderly people do not own smartphones, they do not own phones, and most are likely to be conned out of their benefit by the caregivers. This is where the national government administration comes in. Once this register has been updated, and every assistant chief has a register in his or her sublocation, once we finally go digital, those officers will be giving a monthly return by physically checking that the elderly people have received their benefit. This exercise of distributing subsidized fertilizer, the farmers are so happy. It was so transparent. It was so easy arising from the data that you collected at very minimal cost. It costed us very little. As for the governors, I request you to consider Governor Wetu, talk to Waiguru and the other governors, to consider waiving cess for this subsidized fertilizer. It doesn't make sense to collect cess along the way from Mombasa because we will have to load that cost to the farmer. Government is intervening to help the farmer to lower the cost of production by getting fertilizer at 2,500.
Kungi ni kana siko sia kuimia dhayo na utume iwanda wasia kumila kati wa Muika kaunti na masako ni siende na kuongeleka kwa kilungu kinene monokuma mwaka ni modelu wangilile na miongweli na ile kwa kuidhu wa Muika mekumbelitwa ni wingi wa mesilia na kuema kuyumilia kwa ataalamu kukwata utao. Woni kwenana na ukunikili ula wiki tuwani mauvisa kumangwata nioni mwete ya kiserikali ya Cornerstone Rehabilitation Center. Mwani kuito Daniel Mwangala ni watu mbanesia Mauvoo.
Kwena na director munene kumangwatio neno ya Cornerstone Rehabilitation Center ni kana sieko sia utumi wa ndawa cia umila na Muika kulika miteko nesu ya ndawa cia umila nisiende na kwikinia muno wangi maende na kwikumbirwa ni wingi wa mesile kana depression undulaji ukule asiai na mwikasu kuyumela seiseseni taithi sya ukwata utao na kutungi wa ingi.
Thina wa addiction na thina wa mental health ona walilikana miaka yeguitina serikali ila yagutukite ya Mheshimiwa Uhuru ni wawetete ta national disaster. Kou ni thina wa affected andu aingi muno piu. Kou nituonie vaina gap nene ngali kwe yito yokamba wesaithia andu maitu mokamba maise bandu matono twa andu mo na ondu nase nicho kitu nituokie tutarget andu asu maitu meku musyoke saithia ni mesi kini kindu ki musikwo andu matono katuka neno lugha tukweleanwa atukatethania.
Ni uneni ula wa kuotomba une Dr. Margaret Kioko kuma ongwatanio nesu ula wenda asei mavikazisiana isene taithisi ya rehabilitation center mavindani alasi ya kuwa skulu nundu wa utumi wanda wa seomila vandu vakwe yetuka.
Nandu maeke okia, nandu maeke kwitha na stigma. Kana ngewata, nundu mwana wakwa ni longilwe university. Nundu nuko nyusa abangi. Mamuete, tumutethesye, mundu usu ni wetethesye andu angi uni, twetha tutebwa. Kuni tona utabya andu maitu, maeke kukia. Na maeke kwasia mwana kwa labda ni woiwe, labda niwe na maimu demon possessed. Kini kindu kihitika sibitali. Kuma tuambie muno andu ala ma affected tosa na andu mamuika. Nitwithitwo na andu akuma miaka 67, 65, but they are the minority. Kwa ala twithitwo na muno na andu mamuika. Miaka 23, 25, 30 ene.
Nayo serikali ndiendeka yose na wito kianda cha kukwata mbau iseseithi kena matethesyo utelo munene wa mwikola wende na kwa nundu ulikameteko ni anda wa seomila nangi kweja nangia unewo.
Thudi wako kwa serikali kana umevenge ya kimbene ni tutethanie nundu wio wa kuita thina wa ulevi kana thina wa mutwe twitona twithioka twitona kwa sene tutie wataithia ta cornerstone kana ithia ataalamu nundu wasisia the prevalence rate oyu nitukuona statistics ila siego yasia over 10% ya population yitu va Kenya ni malikite thinani kwou tukakwata na moko ithuothe ukesaidia ona serikali saile kuvitithia policies yo saile kuvitukithia sheria sio ni sietha si more favorable kwa kutethia uyo yuta kiundi weta challenge kingi serikali tono tethesia yuta twasisia ta cornerstone ni private institution na mchango wa serikali ukesa kwithia ni munini mbuno almost zero kutethesia private institutions ni kana tukunegola tukuna lakini yitu akwatana moko wesaithia serikali onetha we ukindukita wa rehabilitation fund ketha ni cha activate wa ukesa kwithia alama itumeku musini mata afford treatment ni makwatwa koko ni fund ta isu si humanite na serikali katethesia uyo.
Daniel Mwongela, Mutongoi TV, kumava Cornerstone Rehabilitation Center, musieni gwa Masako.
Mubea Daniel Mwongela nundu wa Mauvoo asu na uthuthio kwa muika wesa kwitha na wingi wa mesilia unyi wa nzovi kananda wingi cia kumila tiguo tona ukutethia indi no kumantha wa uiti ula wailite ni kana obikie na kutetheka anu imantha mundu tona kunena nake ugo twikilangithio Vilingi wa Mauvoo mwendo wa saa umwe twithia ningi saa 3:30 ndini wa Mauvoo anangi nyanito wa Robert Mutuku na Kesharo Ndinda atola Mauvoo akwanzia ya meko kwa uju tiwanesa.